We're dedicating the shiur Leilu Nishma Devorah Fege Bat Shemuel, Ora Devorah Bat Shemuel, Leah Bat Yosef, and Esther Rivka Bat Abraham. Do you know, last night I got a shiur, very interesting shiur, of Rabbi Pesach Kron, very famous speaker in New York. No, I heard it, I got it. And he said something amazing. He said that he goes a lot to, he do a lot of trips with different groups. He goes to Europe, he goes to the Sephardi countries as well. He goes everything. And he went to Ukraine. He went to Uman, to all those places. He said that he got, one of those trips, he got into a place that it's called Badi Yar. Badi Yar. Badi Yar is a city in Ukraine, or it's a certain place in Ukraine, that unfortunately, was the place that they shoot the major quantity of Jews in history. 34,000 Jews were killed in one day. Shot. It's a what's the name? It's a forest, and in the middle of the forest, there were killed 34,000 Jews. We're talking about 1941, September 1941, I believe was 29 of September. And very sad, very, very sad. And a lot of people, when they go and they visit the area, they go and they get the chizur. He mentioned that Rav Chaim Kanievsky used to say that places where Jews were killed, it's called a place of Kodesh, Kedusha, that a person can pray and his prayers can be accepted even better than in elsewhere. Anyway, so he said that the group was there, and he was his first time to come, but he already got pictures from the place, he already learned about the area. He prepared a whole speech to give to his group, and he said that just before he stood up to speak, all of a sudden he sees, so he told me that he said that there was a very big menorah, like a monumental menorah. And then he says that at those moments that he's standing up, he sees that there is a stone, but a big stone. He said it was weird for me because on the pictures it didn't show up any stone or nothing. And on the stone was engraved a pasuk. And said the rabbi, this pasuk was such a key point of pasuk. Like, you know, the main line to express what was going on over here is this pasuk. And he said that this pasuk we can learn not only for this tragedy, but basically also for Elul. And he explained like this. The pasuk is talking about Cain and Hevel. And when Cain killed Hevel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Cain, Hayeh Hevel achecha. Where is your brother Hevel? And then he says, Kol demei achicha tzoakim elai min ha'adama. The blood of your son, of your brother, are yelling to me from the ground. He said, what a pasuk to express what's going on right now in this place, he says. In this place that the earth swallows so much blood. But he said, let me tell you something. Rashi writes, why the pasuk speaks in plural. Kol demei achicha. It was supposed to say, Kol dam achicha, not demei. And Rashi brings two answers. Answer number one is, Kol demei achicha, is because Hevel, Cain, didn't know how to kill. Didn't know how to kill. Was the first man that killed someone else. So Sei Chachamim, he stabbed his brother in many different places to see from where the neshama is going to go out. That's why it's called Kol Demeh. A lot of blood came out, different areas in his body. That's one answer. But the second answer is that kol demei achicha, he says, it's not only you kill your brother, but you kill his future kids that were supposed to get born from him, and the grandkids and the grandkids. And imagine a whole world, if we are 7 billion for only one person, or two, Cain and Shet. Imagine 1/3 extra that was supposed to be until today, and it's not here because of one man that decided to kill the other one. Say the Rabbi, can you imagine 34,000 Jews were killed? If each one of those 34,000 were having 2 children, 2 kids, how many do we have? 68,000. And if it's these 68,000 had 2 children, we're talking about at least 130 something maybe, right? 140. And go on and on. Today, 4th generation or even 5th. So when we say about the Holocaust that there were killed 6 million, it's a lie. It's not a lie. It's not true. It's maybe 16 million. Because every action that a person does have a result not only for him, but for the future generation. Say the Rabbi, let me tell you, that's exactly the point of Elul. Elul speaks about how my actions matters. One action that I do, you have no idea what influence can this action have. I'm doing an action today. Could be a good action, could be a bad action. But according to how I did it, according to the way that I decided to choose which way I'm going to take, it's going to give an impact for generations after. Like we found by Bar Minan, Dora Mabul, Chachamim are saying that Borei Olam have to destroy the whole world. Why destroying the whole world? Kill up the people? Leave the animals. Why do you have to redo the whole world again? And many Mefarshim explain that the reason was because even the animals get affected. Throughout the actions of the human being, even the animals got a terrible result. So if this is so for negative actions, kol sheken and kal vachomer for positive actions. When a person does a mitzvah, you have to know that you're not alone. The mitzvah that you have is giving a light and a power not only for the whole world, but also for generations to come. And he mentioned a very, very touching story. He said that there was a Jew, lo aleinu, situation, there was a couple. And this couple, unfortunately, they decided to divorce. And the kids were little. And the man he decided not to give the get to his wife. He just escaped. He made her aguna. Lo alenu. And she had to handle with the kids by herself for years. She cannot get married. She had no way to get some help from another man. She had to take care of her childs, for her kids. Now the kid, Rabotai, a mother can try to be the superwoman. But one person alone, it's very hard. Especially if we're talking about Yehudim, Shomrei Torah, and Mitzvot. The kid has to go to shul. Who is going to take him to shul? The mother needs to stay in the house with all the rest of the kids. Who is going to take the kid for the classes, for the shiurim? Who is going to... It wasn't easy. But there was one Jew in the neighborhood. He decided that he's going to take this boy every single morning with him to Shacharit. He was waking up, was picking up the boy. They were going to shul, and he was deciding either to stay in the shul. They were learning a little bit before, and even to stay in the shul, in that shul to pray, or to go to another shul, and they will walk back to the other shul and back home. From the age of 9 years old of this boy until the age of 19, this Yehudi was going every single day to pick up this boy. At the age of 19, the boy decided to go to learn in a yeshiva in Israel. And then, Baruch Hashem, he grew up. He got married. And he stayed in Israel to live. Says the rabbi, do you know how beautiful it was? When I got the information that this boy lives in Jerusalem, in Ma'alot Dafna, and in the neighborhood of this boy, there is also a single mother. This boy is not anymore a boy, this boy is already a man. And there is a single mother. She's handing out with I don't know how many kids. And in Israel, you woke up even earlier than in America. And he did the same exact thing that he learned from this other Jew. Throughout years, until today, he still takes this boy, every single day at 6:30 a.m. to the school, to the shul, to the school. They sit down and learn with him. One action give a result for many generations. Rabotai, if we understand so, we have to understand that every moment that we have on Elul give a difference. Forget about what's going to be in the future with the kids. Give a difference for the whole entire year. It's a battery time, it's a charger. Now Elul is a charger. How much are going to be plugged in and how much are going to charge my phone, my neshama, for the whole entire year. According to how much effort I give in this month of Elul, I'm going to see the fruits for the whole entire year. That's our job. Tefillah got to be extra tefillah. Yeah, but I'm not going to fake it out. Wrong. Fake it. How they say in English? Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Do all the effort this month. And you're going to see how you're going to be able to make it the whole year. The rabbi mentioned that unfortunately, when he goes to give, to be menachem avelim, lo alenu, and he sits down and he hears the kids saying about stories that they hear from the people that are coming to visit, and he says, "Oh, I never knew this about my father. Oh, I never knew that about my father." He says, "I'm so sad to hear those words, because that shows me that the father was keeping everything to himself. Why? I'm not saying," he says, "to publish it, to do ga'ava about of it. But when you do a good action, you have to know you are an example. You are an example." I mentioned the other day, 2 days ago, the short story, I'm going to say it very quick because we spoke about it, regarding this kid that made the note, if you remember, in the school, not mentioning their mom, dad and mom. He didn't mention mom. And he went to his house and he told his parents, "Daddy, mommy, you're going to come today to PTA. You're going to find my note that I did, like all the kids. But I didn't wrote, Mom. But Mom, really the note is for you. So why you didn't wrote it?" The answer is, he says, because the kid right next to me doesn't have a mother. So if I'm going to put a mom in and he's going to read it, how he's going to feel? I'm talking about a kid 8 years old. So a man came up to me right after the shoot and he asked me, "How is this possible for a kid 8 years old to think about it?" The answer is, because he saw it in his house. Because only when the kids are able to see the example of the parents, how they behave, how they care about what's going on. So yes, you know what? You did a great action. Don't keep it to yourself. Show it up to your kids only. Go say it over. Tell your son, "You know what happened to me today? And I helped him, and I helped this man, and I went and I took him, and I drove him, or whatever you did." Give the example, because this example is going to make a difference to your kids. Rabotai, I want to share with you a beautiful story that I heard. How one action gives tremendous results for positive and for negative as well. True story that happened in Bnei Brak. There is a family in Bnei Brak. The Baruch Hashem, they do a great mitzvah of Achnasat Orchim. This mitzvah of Achnasat Orchim, they have their home open up every Shabbat. Whoever wants to come, there is enough food. Come, eat, enjoy, Divrei Torah, songs, amazing. It says that there was one fellow that he got divorced, and he was coming every Shabbat to this house. Every Shabbat. I don't know for how long. Happened to be that this divorced guy, I don't know if he had a tough week. I don't know what he had exactly. That Shabbat, he came with a bad mood. bad mood. And you know, when someone is with a bad mood and he's looking for fights. There were other guests. He started to fight with the guest. With the guest, he started to complain about the place, why I'm coming here even, and what is this place, and look what is... Until, he exaggerated. And the Baal Habayit stood up and he says, where is your Hakarat HaTov? Hatzuf. I'm inviting you every Shabbat. That's how you're talking about my house, about the food, about my wife. Titbayesh lecha. Bekitzur, in 2 words, this fellow left the house. He never appears again. They heard that he went to outside Israel. He went to outside Israel to leave. Whatever, I don't know. Rabotai, I'm sorry. This family had a girl in Shidduchim, 19 years old. But the religious 19 is already late. Yalla, get married, chick-chack. Mexico is 16, it's late. So they said, listen, we have to marry you. They were sure everything is going to be so smooth. Baruch Hashem, good family, good name, good girl. Everything, all the ma'alot. Things didn't work like they planned it to. And the girl is not finding her shidduch. She's going out and she's going out, different boys, nothing is clicking, nothing is running. And the days are passing, and Erev Yom Kippur comes. The mother comes to her husband and he tells him, listen, Erev Kippur, you remember the story with the guy, the divorced man? Maybe it's because of that. You should call him, Erev Kippur, it's a good moment to ask for sorry. He just heard that. He started to, what are you talking about? Listen how he spoke. I just defend myself and not even. But she convinced him. They know how to do it, huh? The woman. She convinced him. Rabotai, he calls him up. Thank you so much for calling, and I apologize. I also apologize, and very good and very nice. Shalom an Israel. They said Motzei Kippur. They got a phone call. There is a shidduch for the girl. Like I told you, religious, they like it quick. Motzei Sukkot. They're doing the wedding. Not kidding. The Eidusin. The engagement. At the engagement. What an emotional Baruch Hashem. And the engagement. Who appears? The divorced guy. He comes and he says, I just heard great news. And he comes in and he starts to dance with the Baal Habayit and he kisses him and he hugs him and he dance and dance. The Baal Habayit thought the guy is exaggerating. Fine. Mazal tov, but listen, take it, So he asked him, I see you very emotional. What happened? He says, let me tell you that I just came out from I don't know which country in Europe, and I also got engaged. And I also met my future wife right after Yom Kippur. And then he stood up and he said, you know what I learned from here? That when there is Bar Minan Akpedah, the two sides are going to suffer. And when Bar Minan and when they finally they make Shalom, and there is Vitur and there is good Midot, the two sides are going to win. Rabotai, your actions matters. Every action, those days, do all the effort. Do extra. Be fake. But you're going to see how the results of your actions are going to give you only beracha. Amen ve'amen. Rabbi Yochanan ben Akashya Omer,